Welcome back, guys, to another Friday Gamer Log. As usual, I'll be talking about the games that I've been playing, games that will be coming up here in the direct future for YouTube, and any games I would like to buy or have bought. So, without further ado, let's get this thing started. As far as Animal Crossing City Folk is concerned, I got another painting in the museum. This now takes me down to only needing 5. The painting that I just recently got into the museum is the perfect painting. And even though I only need 5 paintings to put into the museum now, I guarantee that it's still going to take a long time. But we'll get them all in there eventually. I also got another sea item from Pascal. I found him in my town again and gave him another scallop seashell. He gave me the barrel item for the sea set and whatnot. I've just been kind of throwing those sea items in my house. I haven't really organized them or anything yet. I will organize them eventually. I kind of wish the second floor in your house was a little bigger because I also want to display my models and my lucky items. I also got my 3rd fashion check from Gracie. Strangely enough, I did better on this fashion check with Gracie than I did whenever I was wearing my 1-up shirt. I thought that the 1-up shirt went better with the 1-up hat and everything, considering that the shirt was white and it also had a 1-up on it, but whatever. Seems like the Mario shirt that I'm wearing right here really stands out, but hey, I'm not the fashion expert, I suppose. Whatever the case, though, I'm glad to finally have all 3 fashion checks from Gracie now. Now I can actually move on in the Able Sisters side quest and whatnot, see what that's all about. With the run of Mother 3/Earthbound 2 now complete, I decided to go ahead and start up Mother 1/Earthbound 0. So I went ahead and started that up. I named all the characters their actual names, and my favorite food is pizza. So I started up the game and got attacked by a lamp, which you have no choice but to fight. Kind of interesting that the very first enemy ever in the entire Earthbound/Mother series is a lamp. Right after I defeated the lamp, I went to one of my sister's rooms. You got 2 sisters here in Earthbound 0. You got Minnie and Mimi. I know one of them holds on to your items for you. I'm pretty sure that Minnie holds on to your items for you. They'll both give you orange juice before you actually leave your house and whatnot. Whatever the case, though, I went into one of my sister's rooms and fought with the doll. Which right after defeating the doll, I gained a level, which was nice. Got some more stat boosts and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty nice that they give you a free level before you actually leave and whatnot. Usually whenever I leave the house for the first time, I do a little bit of level grinding before going any further, which I don't mind. But as soon as I defeated the doll, all the drama stopped, and then I checked the doll and got my first of the 8 melodies here in Earthbound 0/Mother 1. I find it kind of interesting that the order that you get the melodies in are supposed to be like how you are in life. Like you start off getting it from a baby, then you get your next melody from a couple of birds, so it's like a mother's love for her child. Then after that, the next one that you get is from a monkey, so it's like the craziness of being a child. Just stuff like that. Whatever the case, though, after I got my first tune, I went and checked that dog's collar and found a key to get into the basement. So I went into the basement and found my great-grandfather's diary, as well as a couple of other items. After getting all the items out of the basement, I decided to do a little bit of level grinding and money grinding right outside my house. I always stay pretty close to my house because I can heal up for free there. Once I got enough money and level ups, I went and bought some new stuff in Podunk, which is the next town over. I also put some bread there, that way I can make a quick travel back from the graveyard here. I talked to the mayor in Podunk. He said he asked me to go get this girl here in the graveyard who got captured and brought here. So I came here and got her. Her name is Pippi. She's Ninten's next door neighbor. Ninten is the boy wearing the red cap, for those of you who don't know. But as soon as I saved Pippi, I used the bread to go right back to Town Hall in Podunk, and I talked to the mayor again. He gave me the zoo key, asked me to take care of all the stuff that was going on at the zoo. He's up for re-election, and he's having you do all of his dirty work for him, and he's going to take credit for it pretty much. Whatever, though. It's progress in the game. One thing that I never cared for here in Earthbound 0/Mother 1 is how long it takes to get one of your big party members into your team. The first one that you meet up with is Lloyd, and you don't get him for a little while. Not until you've gotten at least 3 of the melodies, anyway. Whatever, though, I still like this game a lot. As soon as I got done talking to the mayor, I got the key from that assistant of the mayor's, Abbott. And before I left town, I went to the department store and bought a canary. Well, actually, I didn't buy the canary. They put it up for sale for $85, but if you say that you don't want it, they're just like, fine, whatever, then take it for free. Pretty much like they're just saying, get it away from us. We're tired of putting up with this canary chick. And, of course, as soon as I got the canary, I made my way towards Canary Village, which is just to the west of Podunk a little ways. Once I got it there, I had to reunite it with its mom, which is behind this area right here, which I did. And as soon as I reunited the canary chick with its mom, they started to sing, which is whenever I got my second melody in the game. As you just heard. As soon as I got done reuniting the two canary chicks and I got my second song, I made my ways north just a little bit to the zoo. Whenever I got there, I met up with the amazing singing monkey who stole my key, but it didn't matter since the door was broken anyways. I made my ways a little ways into the zoo, which was whenever I came up to this building that was generating an irritating noise that was driving the animals insane. That's whenever I came up to this and checked the capsule. I didn't expect a boss battle. I wasn't ready for it at all, and I wound up dying. But I came back strong and defeated the Starman Jr. here. I saved not long before I died, so it was all good. As soon as I defeated the Starman Jr., all the craziness in the zoo went down. The animals were no longer attacking me and everything, obviously since that irritating sound was gone. And once I defeated the Starman Jr., I made my way just a little ways around the corner from the building, which was whenever I met back up with the amazing singing monkey. And of course, after checking the sign that was on the cage that he's inside of, I got my third melody from the amazing singing monkey. As you just heard again. After I got the third melody, I made my ways just a little ways past the zoo. That's whenever I came up to this bridge with these two guards who told me that there was a cave with a strange rock-like thing inside of it. So naturally I went to investigate it and whatnot. Whenever I got there, I couldn't quite remember what I had to do to this strange pink rock. I knew that it involved the great-grandfather's diary, or checking it, or using telepathy on it. So I went through all my options and eventually did trigger the event that happens with this weird pink rock. As soon as I used telepathy, I got the answer to the question that went into Ninten's mind by looking in the great-grandfather's diary. Which, after reading out loud what was in the diary, we got warped to Magicant. I love how there's a cat swimming in dirt or something like that right at the beginning of Magicant here. Whatever the case, so I made my ways through Magicant and eventually went into a well, which is whenever I met up with that dragon there. That dragon will come to play later on. As soon as I met up with that dragon and went ahead and decided to leave it alone, I fought with a fish. I died the first time against the fish because I wasn't quite ready for it. I didn't realize that it hit me so hard. But thankfully I saved not long before fighting that fish. I saved quite a bit. Once I returned to fight the fish, though, I used defense up on myself and defense down on the fish so that I hit it harder, and it went down pretty well. As soon as I defeated the fish, I got the Onyx hook, which lets us return to Magicant from anywhere, so that's nice. I made my ways a little deeper into this area, which is whenever I met up with this guy. He was asking you to please ignore him, but the more you talk to him, he asks you a couple of questions. If you give him the right answers to his questions, he'll let you out of Magicant, which of course I did. Strangely though, whenever you get out of Magicant, you're not in the same location as you were whenever you first entered from that first strange pink rock. Whenever you get out of Magicant, you're in a cave that's southeast of Marysville. Marysville's the first town over from Podunk, going east, so you're not too far from the town that you live right next to. As soon as you exit the cave, you see a factory out in the distance, which is called a Sweets Factory, something like that. Which, before I visited that factory, I went to Marysville and picked up on some supplies. I also dropped some breadcrumbs off in front of the school, which will come into play later on. I also picked up some new stuff at the store, like a new bat and a repel ring and some stuff like that. After I got done buying supplies at the department store, I did a quick rest at the hotel to get all my HP and MP back, or PP in this game, I suppose. Then after I did that, I went ahead and used the repel ring and made my way down here to the factory. I made my way through the factory, and that's whenever I came up to a trash can. After checking the trash can, I got some bottle rockets. As soon as I got the bottle rockets, I used the crumbs to go right back to the school, which is where everything comes into play with the bottle rockets and whatnot. Immediately, whenever I got to the school, I went upstairs and tried to go to the roof, which is where our first party member is hiding at, or our first ally party member, whatever. His name is Lloyd. For those of you who have played the Super Nintendo Earthbound, Lloyd is essentially the Jeff of this game. He uses tools and stuff like that. He doesn't use any magic. He's the smart one of the group. After I checked the door upstairs that leads to the roof, I went downstairs to talk to the janitor. The janitor seems kind of upset with his wife and like he's kind of down and out and whatnot. After talking to him and answering a few questions for him, he realizes that his life really isn't all that bad after all. Then he takes us up to the roof and opens up the door for us so we can get out there. Whenever we get out onto the roof, we met up with Lloyd, who is inside of a trash can. All the kids here at school pick on him and call him Wimpy and everything else, so he doesn't really have any friends at this school. That's alright though, we'll be his friend. I actually think that Lloyd's a pretty cool guy. After talking to him for a minute, he joined our team, and then we went to the department store and I bought Lloyd a stun gun. Right now, Lloyd's kind of weak. I did level up for a little while. He's level 9, I believe, last time I played. So he has grown considerably since he first joined our team. And probably my favorite thing about having him around is just having another party member in general. The fact that over a fourth of the game has gone by and I just now get my first party member is a little bit disappointing. But still, like I said, I really do like this game. I just wish that your other party members joined you just a little bit earlier. Oh well though, like I said, not that big of a deal. Lloyd wants to go to Duncan Factory and mess around with some explosives, which we headed there after we got out of the school and bought our equipment and whatnot. As soon as we got off the roof and everything, we went to the little science lab here at the school, which actually looks kind of advanced for what appears to be an elementary school. They got a lot of chemical bottles and stuff laying around. Lloyd messes with them for just a moment, then he kind of blows the room up. Which, no big deal. Didn't seem to cause any kind of commotion. Nobody came into the room to see what happened. So, it must happen quite a bit, I suppose. As soon as all that happened, we started making our way towards Duncan's factory. On the way there, we found a pass laying on the ground, which we picked up. Then we continued down the way until we actually reached Duncan's factory, which we showed the pass to this stray dog. Which, of course, the pass was expired, and so the stray dog fought us, which it went down in one hit, considering this was one of the enemies I leveled up with right as soon as I left my house at the very beginning of the game. Oh well, though. As soon as I defeated the stray dog, I went into the factory, and I went ahead and saved and quit there. I meant to post this last week, but forgot to. I downloaded the YouTube application for the Nintendo Wii, which is kind of nice. Saves you the time of actually going to the internet channel and going to YouTube itself. So it's kind of nice to have, but not really that big of a deal. Sadly, I can't get any footage from my Nintendo 3DS, but I can still talk about the games I've been playing for it. I got the 3D Classics version of Kirby's Adventure. I beat Kirby's Adventure, but I kept getting distracted by the 3D because this was my first experience with it, so I had a lot of unnecessary deaths. But it was still fun, and I'm glad to have this game on my 3DS. I also got Link's Awakening DX off the Virtual Console on the 3DS. The last time I left off playing that, I saved and quit at the very final boss of the game, so I look forward to going back and finishing that. I also picked up the very first Legend of Zelda for the NES on the 3DS, and I played that quite a bit. I got everything. Last time I left off playing that, I'd just gotten to the 7th dungeon, so I don't have much more to go in that. I also picked up the Game Gear Shinobi game on the 3DS's Virtual Console. I was a little bit on the edge about getting this one, but I decided to go ahead and get it anyway since it was only like $3 or $4. Last time I left off playing this, I got to the final stage and game overed a couple times, which is kind of annoying because the final stage is a great big maze, and I have to keep going back to the start of it every time I game over. I've been enjoying this game quite a bit though. You get a stage select, there are 4 stages. Each stage that you complete, you rescue one of your team ninjas. You have a red ninja, green, blue, pink, and yellow ninja, each with their own weapons and abilities. So I've really been enjoying this game, and I hope that they release the second Shinobi on the 3DS's Virtual Console eventually. I'll definitely pick that up whenever they do. A friend of mine had been wanting me to download some of the demos off the 3DS's eShop. One of those was Mutant Mudds, I believe is what it was called. I downloaded and played that and really liked it, so I look forward to getting the full version of that. He also wanted me to download the Metal Gear Snake Eater demo, which I did, and I game overed on it. I'm not very good at Metal Gear. I've only ever played through Twin Snakes for the GameCube, so I've not really been introduced to the series very much. What caused me to game over was I got to a bridge and It's kind of weird. I didn't know what to do. Like, it put a symbol on the 3DS, like I'm supposed to do something like with the movement of the 3DS, and I didn't understand what was going on, and I fell off of a bridge. So I was just confused there, didn't know what I was supposed to do. Another one of the demos that he had me pick up was the Dimpa Men, something like that. This game kind of reminds me of a mix of like Pokemon, Pikmin, and Earthbound. Earthbound because of the wacky enemies, Pikmin because of the way the creatures look, and Pokemon because you have to catch the creatures, at least from what I played of it. He also had me pick up the Resident Evil demo. I went ahead and downloaded the Fractured Soul demo as well. He told me it wasn't anything too special, but I went ahead and downloaded that as well. I haven't played Resident Evil or Fractured Soul just yet, though. Alright, time for the question of the week. This week's question is for all you Zelda fans out there. The question of the week this week is, what is your favorite Zelda weapon? Do you like using alternate swords that you can get, like the Great Fairy Sword Majora's Mask? Or do you like using bows, boomerangs, the different magic wands and staffs that you can get? Or do you like using weapons like the ball and chain and the Megaton Hammer and stuff like that you can get? So yeah, what is your favorite Zelda weapon? It doesn't have to be an item that you attack with either. It can be a utility item like the Rock's Feather or the Rock's Cape, or heck, even the bottles if you want to list that. So yeah, what is your favorite Zelda item? Back on the subject of Metal Gear and Resident Evil, yeah, I've never really played much in either of those series. Like I said, I've only played through Twin Snakes for Metal Gear. I don't have anything against Metal Gear, just never really played through a lot of them. I played a little bit in Resident Evil 2 whenever I was really young, like in 3rd grade, but I don't really remember anything of it, and I've seen a friend go through some of Resident Evil 4. They look like a lot of fun as well, but I just haven't played through them. I have no problem with Resident Evil or Metal Gear, I just haven't played through them at all. My friend really likes both of those series, though, and it's the other way around for me. I really like stuff like Final Fantasy and Earthbound, but he doesn't really play those. He doesn't have a problem with them, he just doesn't play those. So we're kind of doing this thing right now where if I play through a Metal Gear or a Resident Evil game, then he has to play through a Final Fantasy or an Earthbound game. I'm thinking of starting him off with Final Fantasy Adventure since it's a lot like Zelda. We'll see what happens. And well, that is it for today's Friday Gamer Log, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you for watching.